All right, guys, Mark Mcilyar here with Live Anabolic, and guess what? It's arm day, right? Every day is arm day. Have you heard that before? All right, so it's really the only muscle that's completely, totally visible when you're wearing short sleeves. So hence, it's impressive. Everybody wants big arms. Matter of fact, if you have big muscular arms that have a lot of definition, you can get away with all kinds of other things. You don't have to have a big chest, a big back, big shoulders, all that kind of stuff. Everybody just sees those arms in that short sleeve. So I'm going to show you guys what I do on kind of a typical arm day. I've got the whiteboard going again here. I think, you know, what you guys will notice when I do a lot of my workouts, I tend to go from triceps to biceps to triceps to biceps, triceps to biceps, and I'll work these muscles alternating. So I'll burn out my triceps for 3 or 4 sets, and I kind of give them a break and let them rest, and then I'll focus on my biceps for 3 or 4 sets, and then I'll go back to triceps. And that way, one muscle group won't get overly fatigued, okay? I like to give it a little rest so that when I come back to it, I can really hit it hard and put a lot of effort and intensity into it. So guys, not only am I gonna be doing these, but in between sets, you know, instead of just sitting around resting for 60 seconds, okay, I'm gonna do a few sit-ups. So I'm not gonna show you guys, you don't have to see a video of me, but I'll probably knock out, you know, 8, 10, 12 sets of sit-ups and different types of sit-ups just to get some other stuff done. So without further ado, I'm gonna go straight into dips, guys. You don't even have to have any special equipment, okay? You can do this in your den, all right? I got a neat setup here because I got a Labrador Retriever that's gonna help count for me. All right, so this is a body weight exercise. And I don't even know how many I can do here. I'm just gonna knock out about 12 to 15. This is my first set, so it's kind of almost a warm-up set. I have been warming up a little bit before I started shooting here. Now in a minute, I'm gonna add some weight to my waist so I don't have to knock out so many reps. So there's a situation here where I can do so many, okay, that I just get fatigued, okay, and I get a lot of lactic acid building up. And I do like to do low weight, high reps some days, but when it comes to just strictly building muscle, the rep range that you really want to shoot for is between 8 and 12 reps. And that's normally where I'm going because I'm just trying to build muscle. But confusing the muscle is another great deal. And probably once a month, maybe twice a month, I will do exercises with real lightweight and high reps where I'm doing 15 to 20 reps. So I don't have to add weight to myself, to my existing body weight here to make it harder. I can just choose to do high reps, okay? So dips are something anybody can do. And remember, we're focusing on our triceps with dips. But you noticed I was out of breath? Well, that's because I'm also working my lower chest muscles, my shoulders, and a little bit of the core is involved in there. So you're working on these other muscle groups while you're doing your triceps with this particular exercise, and that's why you get out of breath. So I'm not gonna make you guys watch every single set I do for dips, and I'll be back in a minute for my next exercise, which will be biceps. All right, guys, the second exercise is gonna be bicep focused. So I'm gonna give my triceps a little rest. I just totally blasted them with 4 sets of high rep dips. So now, going to be doing some concentration curls. Now, normally, I would do this with a dumbbell, okay? And I'd be doing it like this, but I like to switch things up and get kind of creative, so I'm doing it with bands, all right? So I'm going to show you a real simple way to do this with a band, okay? Now, the thing is, I like to use my offhand under my elbow as an anchor point, okay? You guys can figure out what works best for you. But already, okay, I'm sitting far enough away from the anchor, okay, where the bands are anchored, that I already have a lot of tension, okay? So this is already under tension. And I'm just gonna bring my hand straight up to my nose and then control it on the way down, okay, guys? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, okay, real quick, I'm gonna put this down and just talk to you about the form here. Now guys, you can screw up when you're using bands and not get a lot out of it, okay? So the trick to really getting a great pump and a good workout when you're using bands is to make sure that when you start the movement, whether it's a dip or a curl or a lateral raise or a tricep pushdown, doesn't matter, you need to have plenty of tension already in the bands, okay? So you need to step far enough away from the anchor that at the beginning of the movement, it's already difficult, okay? So if I was sitting too close to the wall over here, too close to the anchor, the first 6-8 inches would be nothing. I wouldn't get any benefit at all because there would be very little tension. So I'm sitting far enough away that the very second I start to bend my elbow, I'm already feeling a lot of tension from that band. And then you notice when I got to the top, I didn't just get up and then drop it, okay? My hand didn't come up and then just fall back down. So I try to squeeze it and hold it for a split second at the very top, at the peak contraction, okay? And if you guys are in a situation where you don't have a strong enough band or just whatever's going on, to make it feel more effective, more difficult, more intense, just hold it at the top. 1, 2, and then down. Bring it up, 1, 2, and then down. You can use that simple technique that I just mentioned right there on any exercise to make it much more difficult. And I guarantee you guys, don't badmouth bands because you can get a fantastic pump and a big burn going. So I'm gonna do both arms here. I'm gonna knock out about 3 or 4 sets, and then I'll see you for the next exercise, which is gonna be what? Tricep focus, so I can give my biceps a rest. Okay guys, the third exercise is gonna be a reverse grip tricep pushdown. So I started with tris, just finished doing some biceps, back on triceps now. Now most of the exercises that we do, whether it's at home or at the gym, usually have a grip like this, where your palms are facing away from you. So if you're doing skull crushers, right, your palms are facing this way. If you're doing regular tricep pushdowns, your palms are faced down like this, or faced away from you. So I always try to work in a reverse grip tricep exercise. So instead of doing it this way, I'm gonna grab it this way. And let me show you why real quick. So look at the tricep muscle move when I just rotate my forearm, okay? So there's 3 different muscles here. And if you work your triceps always with your palms facing away from you, you don't get all the 3 tricep heads equally. So I always like to get one reverse grip exercise in there, okay? And this is a real easy way to do it. Typically, I do it one-handed, okay, when I do reverse grip. So here we go. Guys, the main thing I'm gonna try to do is keep my elbow pretty much still and as close to my side as possible. So I come all the way up and then boom, I squeeze it at the bottom and I try to lock my elbow out at the bottom. That tells me I've got a full extension, okay? You notice how slow I'm doing this, guys? I'm not jerking. I'm really trying to control that handle and that band resistance all the way up and down, okay? So right arm done, let's do the left arm real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, all right, I want to mention a quick little point here that you guys need to consider. Anytime you're doing a one-armed exercise, okay? So if I was doing both hands at the same time, I'd be getting both triceps or biceps or whatever I was working, okay? And I typically would rest 60 seconds to 90 seconds in between sets. But when you're doing one-handed, okay, that right arm is resting while I'm doing my left arm. So by the time I finish with my left arm, my right arm has already gotten a half-minute rest. So basically what I'm getting at is when you're doing one arm exercises and you happen to go back and forth, take a shorter rest period in between sets. So I'm not gonna wait nearly as long before I go back and hit my right arm again because it's already been resting when I was doing my left arm. Simple little trick, guys. Okay, guys, the fourth exercise is something called spider curls. Now, you have to have an incline bench to do this. This is not something you can just do at home real easily, okay, on your couch or your coffee table or anything. But I happen to have the equipment here, and the reason I'm going to work these in today is because most of the curl movements, the bicep movements we do, we keep our elbows at our side, okay? Look where my arm is relative to the rest of my torso. So these spider curls, I'm going to be leaning forward, and my elbows are going to be out in front of me, okay? And I'm going to be curling like this, so my elbows are way out in front. And basically you're getting a really good stretch, okay? And you're just hitting all those bicep fibers from a different angle. You've heard me say this time and time again. Lots of different angles recruit lots of different muscle fibers. So that's why I really like to mix things up and do a ton of different exercises for each muscle group. So spider curls here, guys. Oh boy. All right, guys, that gives a great burn going. So if you have a bench, try this exercise. It's a little unconventional, looks a little awkward. It'll feel a little weird at first. You just do a couple sets of it, boom, it'll feel completely natural. You'll start to get that mind-muscle connection, and you'll feel a difference with this particular exercise hitting your biceps. Okay, guys, the fifth exercise today is the tricep pushdown. So I happen to know how many bands and what color bands to use because I took a picture of my whiteboard last week, all right? So I know where to start. I don't have to experiment. That's a little trick you guys might want to keep in mind. All right, guys, once again, man, form is really important. You can cheat on this exercise, and I see guys at the gym do it. See how straight I try to keep my back? Now I'm bending over, guys, and then at the bottom, I try to lock my elbows out as much as I can, all right? Just for a split second, and then I don't let those bands jerk my hands back up. I resist the tension in the bands and control the handles on the upward movement. Oh man, all right, man, I'm getting a fantastic burn, guys. So don't poo-poo bands, all right? You can get fantastic pumps, fantastic workouts using bands. All right, finally, the last exercise for my arm workout today. I'm gonna be doing seated dumbbell curls. Now, this is my third bicep exercise, and I've already done 3 different tricep exercises, okay? And I've been alternating between muscle groups throughout the entire workout. There's a couple of different ways to do this, guys. I'm gonna be doing alternating, okay? There's no right or wrong way. You can do both arms at the same time. You can do hammer curls, just depends. Now, let me show you just the form before I pick up the dumbbells. So, I'm gonna be sitting here with kind of a neutral grip, okay? And you kind of have to lean slightly to the side that you're curling. And the reason being is when you lean over here, it gets your hand away from your thigh, and then you can pull the dumbbell up past your thigh. So you bring the dumbbell up like this in a hammer curl position, and then as soon as you clear your thigh, you keep rotating your hand so that your palm is facing up, okay? So when you do that, you're working all the different muscle fibers in your bicep, okay? I love doing this rotating, this twisting movement, okay? You don't have to do it that way, okay? That's just how I do it most of the time. Now, also, I will do just strictly hammer curls sometimes, okay? So, and sometimes I'll do strictly palm up. But if you don't have time, if there's only one way to do it with the rotating wrist, okay? So here we go, guys. All right, I'm kind of looking at the arm that I'm actually working out. I can actually see my bicep contract and flex. That'll help you a little bit with that mind-muscle connection, guys. Okay, now real quick, guys. One thing I hope you noticed, and I hope I was doing a good job of it, was my form. This is an exercise, once again, that's real easy to cheat on, okay? So when you have your arm down here, you can use your shoulders and your torso to start swinging that dumbbell up, okay? And that takes a lot of the tension off of your bicep muscle. So, you know, try to stay nice and still and keep that elbow in one place, you know, relatively close to your side, and none of this swinging movement, okay? No swinging, just contract and then slowly lower it back down. All right, guys, man, that was a great arm workout, guys. I just got a huge pump going. My own little garage gym here that I built myself. And guys, if you want to see more videos like this, Gary and I are putting them up here every single week. We got a ton of super content for you guys. And hopefully I can convince you guys to subscribe to this channel and then share this video with some of your other buddies, because I'm sure they're going to want to subscribe to the channel. Give us a little thumbs up, like, that always helps us out. Post some comments below. And then finally, guys, come on. You're not going to get arms like this overnight, right? You have to always stick with it and never give up on yourself.